Hi, I'm Joan. You can call me Aunt Joan. I'm like your snarky, irreverent aunt who has an opinion about everything. I'm a bit of a smartass and I swear.
Honestly, if you're paying attention to what's going on in the world, how can you not swear?
This is my third attempt at a YouTube channel. I realized after posting a few videos in my other account that I really hadn't developed the concept fully of what I wanted to bring to an audience. So even at my advanced age, I decided I should slow it down and think through the concept a little bit better. So that's what I've been doing. I've spent the last, well, year really, since I had this whole idea for a new business slash stationery line called A Woman and a Bear. So I've spent a lot of time thinking about that and realizing that the broad umbrella of what I really want to talk about are basically issues related to women, a lot of poking fun at the patriarchy, and talking about ageism, sexism, a lot of isms. And underneath it all is really this dream I've had for a very long time to bring a character to life, I would say like a stationary line, but for I don't know, all of my adult life, I've loved developing characters, working on lines of like greeting cards or cartoons, comics, that sort of thing. So that's what this is about, and you'll watch me develop that in real time. I have no guarantee that anybody will want it when I'm done, but I'm going to enjoy the process. And I've done a lot of different things in my life. I'm hoping maybe I can share some of what I've learned about licensing art and having a business. I've patented a product. I've just done a lot of different things related to creativity and trying to monetize those. Some have been successful, some have not. But no matter what, I've learned a lot along the way. So I think of my YouTube channel as a way of holding myself accountable and having an audience. Hopefully, it will be not just merely interesting, but helpful. What I'm doing differently this time around is having a few systems in place, having my the settings where I want to set up my camera, my lighting, that sort of thing. I want to create some interesting backgrounds. This is a mural I'm working on in my studio, but I want to make it easy and just have a handful of places that I talk to you from. And may add some outdoor walking sessions as well. But I'm trying to eliminate the excuses for postponing, not getting it done. I've tried them all. And I think the biggest friction point is just not having a setup ready to go where I can just hit record and do a quick video. Another motivator I'm using this time around is some photos of me, one at about 6 years old, 6, 7. I don't really know. There wasn't a date on it. And another when I was about 13 years old. Those were some times in my life. Well, there's no one memory particularly. However, I feel as an older woman now, the things that I didn't do, I realize I'm just, trying to dig out from all the cultural and parental messages, and most of them are not overt. They're just things that slip in, as we all know how that happens in a life. But when I look at that 13-year-old and that 8-year-old, I just have a real affection for her. And I feel like if I try to serve her, I'll uncover more of my authentic self. I'll maybe put a little more energy and effort into it, where I might not do it just for 70-year-old me. I'll do it for her. So I'll see how that works as a motivation, but so far I'm finding it more enjoyable. I didn't have a mentor in my early life. I had a lot of teachers who loved my work. I was smart, I was ambitious, but I didn't have any direction or someone who could reflect back to me what they saw in me. I knew I was a good artist, and people appreciated my art, but there was no direction. And in growing up in the authoritarian, patriarchal 50s and 60s, girls weren't necessarily supposed to do anything but find a husband. And I was never given that message directly. I always thought I could do what I wanted, and yet there was no one guiding me or shaping my talent. So I'm having to do that for myself now. And I've done a lot of interesting things throughout my life, but this is the final thing, maybe, that it's one of those, an itch I need to scratch. So I may be 70 years old, but if you're young, stick around. I have some precautionary tales to tell. And if you're in need of a mentor or a guide, I have been around the block a few times, and hopefully you'll find something of value in my story. And if you're not so young, maybe you'll be tempted or inspired to reevaluate your own ambitions or start your own art-based business or YouTube channel. So going forward, I'll be creating art for my stationery line and telling stories from my life, which explains why I'm
Such a smartass.
the way I am. Thank you for being here. Stick around. This old woman may surprise you.